righty. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who it is. This is the Undead with, I don't know, maybe the fastest man alive. He is quite literally a dash. How are we doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to get these matches on the road. I know we are a little bit behind, so I know everybody in chat is also excited to get these matches on the road as well. How are you doing, my man Corp? Still excited to get these matches going? Have you had a chance to see any of these matches play or any of these teams play at all this season?
I have not. I have been keeping tabs based off Twitter feed alone, so I know I do know Omid and I think it's Unreal Nightmare. They're obviously the top two. They've been the runner-ups as I caught in last year as well. So some top dogs on display. We're not going to see them today, though. We're going to be seeing more or less the bottom teams trying to fight for some points. And enough talking, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about we're behind. Let's get into it. Production, throw us into the match. I don't care if they're mid-map one. I want to see the respawn.
Yeah, we are a little bit behind, so we're gonna just go straight into it. I know we're getting started. Obviously, we have the respawn coming onto it. So literally, we have Octane Esports U18, their squad going at it against Houston Spartans U18. These two teams excited to get it going. I'm going to see Houston Spartans, expecting them to come out with a bang. They are the higher seeded team coming into this week, so expecting them to probably come out on top here, but I would love to see Octane. I'm always here for a bang out. Give me a map 5, give me a round 11. Let's see if Octane can make this happen. But starting off this map 1, already 6 points on the board. Houston Spartans getting it early.
Yeah, it's been a slow P1. I mean, that's how it usually goes on a lot of these maps. Everybody fighting for positioning, especially for the rotation. And it's been pretty much Octane who's been doing a good job of holding that. They've had that anchor player. I think it's been Cobra or off spawns. It's been Wharf. They've just been sitting back there making sure. But the problem is they've lost all their gunfights on the front side of the P1. So even though they've had these spawns for this next rotation, they have just been pinned back here. It allowed Houston to get a couple players up. Ascent was one of them, but he unfortunately falls. The splits roll through. Octane, they do a great job of recovering off the spawn outs, and this P2 is theirs to start off with it. And they did honestly a phenomenal job for only allowing Houston to get 20 points off P1 dash.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You mentioned it. They did a phenomenal job getting only 20 points on that and trying to make sure that they can try and maintain and chip away at this lead just a little bit going into this P2 hill. You mentioned it, though, as we say that Houston Spartans do break in. And I would like to mention Ascent, that he is a newer player coming on board for the Houston Spartans here. A very, very young player. I believe somewhere of the age of like 11, maybe even 12 years old. One of those, he was one of those kids. I'm not too sure if anybody is familiar with Zuma's subscriber 8 back in like World War II. Ascent was one of those players who was literally quite literally pooping on adults, challenger players at that, and he was a very young kid. Zuma was calling him, a upcoming prospect. So expecting to see these matches. Sorry, we have a little bit of technical difficulties coming on to it from the side of production, but the coming on, it should be we're coming right back. Is that we're good to go? It should be here. 56-31 update on the score for us, just so we know. But like I said, I do want to mention leading the board here, Ascent already, and making sure that they keep this lead going into this P3 as well.
Yeah, and again, it's just another hill that the Houston Spartans kind of break through the front side. They find the kills. They're just honestly, I guess they have the confidence to say, hey, we're willing to just fight hills from the front because we have that raw gunning. We know we can beat you, and then they're just going to bully their way in, as we see right here. Number 2 and number 3 moving up through the top side of the mini map, as well as Ascent hits a route. He gets by on the backside of P4. So now you have the numbers game. Wharf goes huge with a big 2-piece though. Make it a 3-piece, and he is wallowing these players right on up. Big Wharf. I don't even know. He's like a whale right now, a beluga whale. His team able to take control of P4, which is the only money hill I would say on this map.
Yeah, and a big money hill at that. Octane's getting a big early lead position onto this hill, but you see Accent breaking in right immediately, getting this nice hill time for his team, getting that lead and making it even further. Might be able to cross over that 100-point mark here on this hill, but putting in some work, trying to slide in, doesn't get one, but his teammates was able to get that trade. Zavi getting another, making it a 2v2 situation now of one 1v1, and he gets that kill. Coasty from the back, though, does spawn in, meaning they do have those spawns, but they're on that back foot coming into P1. It's a chance here for Octane to try and maybe get some more time here.
I really just feel like, especially after that first rotation, Octane needs to kind of pick up a few more lanes. I feel like they've just had the rotation. We've seen them have their players there. And somehow, some way, Houston, they just find a big critical 1v1, and then they just allows 3 players on their whole roster to slip on through. So it's a little scary if you're Octane, because on Vault, there's 2 maps that are very, like, traditional in a sense. There's two hills where you're like, hey, we need to lock down the rotation. We need to make sure no lanes are being left open, and that's P2 and P4, and both times they have left lanes open to the point where the Spartans have accumulated, I think, 20 seconds on each hill, which is why they're in this about 60-point lead right now.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned that time. A lot of the time can be attributed, or a lot of the lost time can be attributed to lost white time, and also just getting those easy breaks, like you mentioned. Those lanes that are open, sometimes it's difficult to really keep track of it, but with those comms and through the ability of making sure that you're counting, that's how you're able to keep track of those lanes and knowing where people are coming. And sometimes Octane does lack here and there on their ability of counting or pointing out those lanes and pointing out those people coming through. But like we mentioned here, Houston Spartans again furthering this lead, now about 80 points ahead. But Octane does break through straight through the front. They get a few kills, and they have the Houston Spartans spawning out. Cobra doing everything he can to stay alive in the back, but his teammates are falling all around him. And it is Houston Spartans back in that hill. 30 seconds though, so a lot of time here for Houston Spartans to gain a further lead. But Octane, they have to do something. Either make a decision to break here, or you got to be perfect for the next few hills.
Yeah, Worf noticed that. He's going to double track back. He's like 30 seconds, 25 seconds. I can't let Houston Spartans get that much clean time and further their lead that we've been talking about. But the problem is they decide to chow old just a couple players. It leaves the rotation for number 4 to slip on through. That's Coasty. He goes huge top art. Zerx is now going to turn around because the comms come through. They know that they need to flush out Coasty before they find anything. A trade rolls through in the kill feed. They do just that, but it's just been scattered brain from Octane throughout this whole map. Massacre now hitting a route with the sub. He's going to make his presence known. Snaps on the second, and the man living up to his name, pre-firing every angle. Houston again finding the lane for their subs to go to their work, and it's freeing up opportunities for their ARs like Coasty to get into the power positions. Honestly, Houston doing everything clinical map 1.
A clinical map one from Houston's like you're saying, they're doing everything they can to try and stay alive here and apply that pressure early. Octane though doing a little bit just to try and cross that 100-point mark. It isn't away from them just yet, as long as the what is it, the fat lady sings or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's one of those things, you know what I mean? But either way, they're trying their hardest to try and stay in live of this, but doing everything they can. They are on this hill early, so a chance here to cross the 100-point mark, and also again chip away at that lead. If you can get a good hold here, you can literally maybe go down 30 seconds, 20 seconds if you get a full 60 on this hill, and it gives you that ability to make this a game.
Yeah, it's going to have to go huge. Cobra is the player to do that. I mean, he finds one, but again, just the sheer pressure that Houston puts on, they're able to find 2 with the help of Coasty, and again, they're in the back lines. And I don't really like how Octane had that setup right there. I mean, they had one person lurking deep. They had one person, I think, playing art, but that person wasn't playing top art, so he wasn't giving any comms, wasn't giving any information to his players around the hill or on the hill. And again, that just allowed Houston to slip on through. And I know Coasty was the one that started that break off with a 2-piece, but they do a great job. As soon as I'm saying this, they recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far, and it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And you know, it's almost just a little bit too late. If Octane could have done that whole 2 rotations ago, it maybe would be a different light here. But now we're coming back to this P1, and as I say that, Zerk is here early, but he does get cut down, leaving Houston Spartans back on this time. Work though with a big 2-piece, and Cobra team kill in the position, but Zavi still on that hill, gathering some time for Octane. Houston Spartans though making it a battle back back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a two-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200-point mark, so we are reaching closer and closer to the finish line. But Octane, they have to try and do something here, breaking onto this hill, getting a little bit of that scrap time, but P2 ready and waiting for them.
Yeah, it's going to come down to Cobra. He has all eyes on the middle of the map, and his Savvy spawns right on him. So it's crucial that they pick up Vizzy right here as well. They do. That's 3 dead. Great job for Octane to find 3 in the feed. But again, the player to deal with is Coasty, instantly traded by Savvy. Zarks unfortunately falls. He's not able to find much. His teammates pick up the rest of the lanes, though. And again, I don't know, something must have clicked that second time on P4, because Octane showing some better life here on their holds. As soon as I say that, Ascent, the Demon, the 11-year-old, the 12-year-old, does not matter. This man goes huge with 3 on the hill. It doesn't matter if he's even stunned here. Dash team kill comes in from Octane. That's not going to help them. Wharf trying to do everything in his power. His teammates spawn out, though. 20 seconds on old. Houston cannot win it here. So again, you're in this dilemma of your Octane. Do you let these 15 seconds slide, or do you hit the rotation?
And those 15 seconds could be crucial, because even though they don't win it here, 230 seconds is what they might be reaching. So it's only 20 seconds that the Houston Spartans will need to gather left to win this map. But Octane is on this hill, making sure that they can lock it down. They have 50 seconds here and only about I would say a 30-second deficit. So if they can try and to gather most of this time here, but Massacre does get that kill, work with the trade. Coasty making it another white time left. Both teams just trying to see who will take hold.
Yeah, and this is huge. Whoever number, I think it's Zavy, he has to go huge. He went for the rotation to P4. A player from Houston spawned in Art, so this has confused the Spartans in a sense. He does make himself known. Great job. The problem is he's running a sub here, Dash, and like, what are we doing, boys? Nobody was top Art the first 20 seconds of that P3 hill, so you had no coverage if you're Octane. You are not setting your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself, and from east to west, no matter which way this guy's looking, he will find a kill. 10 seconds left for Houston to win map 1. And again, if you're Zavy, you have to go huge in this P4 hill.
But once again, they don't win it on this hill, and it will come to the news. So it has to be a scrap battle back and forth. Houston Spartans on it early, but work putting in that work once again. Massacre coming in through the side door. It gets a big 2. Coasty gets the 3rd. It's only 1 alive, and Houston Spartans take it. Map 1, 250 to 188 for Houston Spartans. What a win.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, Dash. Octane was looking lost there, like the first half of that map. I just don't know what happened. Like, we need to wake up. I know we had a delay. I know that's on us, but like, hands got to be frosty. Blood's got to be icy. Not hands got to be frosty. Hands got to be warm. I don't know. They just weren't shooting the first half.
The blood's definitely got to be icy though, and that's to mention, like you said, they definitely just weren't shooting and didn't have their guns up ready for this map. You know, and it showed in the beginning of it for sure. They had a flip that switch for them, and they were able to actually, you know, trying to succumb some of that deficit. I think it went down to maybe about 30 seconds at some point for it when we got maybe to that 3rd set of rotations. But these teams they battled it out back and forth. Houston Spartans, though, they show dominance, right, ready and waiting for the Octane right at the beginning, and it was a great map for the first one.
And it wasn't even Houston Spartans were playing that well. Like, again, I can't tell you enough. Octane won pretty much every rotation for the first half of that map, and I think 3/4, like at the tail end of that map, they were winning rotation after rotation. And somehow it was just like Houston Spartans coming away with like 30 seconds. You're just like, how is this happening? They get a break. And I mean, their holds weren't really that, I don't want to say that good as well, because they were able, I mean, Octane was able to retake right back. So if you're the guys in blue, you're just like scratching your head, and you just got to move on to map 2, which, speaking of map 2, ladies and gents, you're about to see him right here.
I think we're about to get it rolling soon. I believe our map 2, don't quote me on it, chat, but it should be a protocol
It
S&D.
is.
So excited to get this one rolling. I'm not too fond of protocol, I will say.
Oh, it's a
I'm
good
the
one.
type, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the type, hop on Skyline, meet me in the kitchen, bang it out right
No,
away. You know what I'm saying? That's just
no.
how I am. That's just how I am. It's the SMG in me. You know what I'm saying? But
Look, how about this? How about this? Wait, we're gonna go on a sidebar. Well, what rank are you?
Okay, look, I haven't played in a minute. I'm a working man. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay,
gotta
that is
make sure
true.
that
That is
these,
true.
you know what I'm saying? But I've touched Erie once or twice. That's,
Oh,
but I
all
can't
right. I'll
can't
put
do it
100 on it if
consistently
you want
though.
to 1v1 right now, bro. Not
Against who? It depends on who.
no,
If you put me against one of the omit boys, I'm like we're out of
no,
here. There's
me and
no
you,
way. I
me
ain't
and
got time
you.
for it. Oh, me and you. Oh,
I'll
hey
take this
chat.
guy.
Do I load it up? Do I load it up? Chat. Let me know. Do I load it up? Chat.
No,
Let me
you're
know.
good. Hey, I got some
Thank-
gunny in me, bro. I ain't all talk. I got some gunny in me.
Hey, we're
Yeah.
gonna have to definitely call it. We want to do some fun things, getting some staff involved in different tournaments too. So yeah, hey, maybe we do get casters in there. So you never know. It might be fun. Might be fun.
Nah, but I'll be looking forward to it. But again, map 2, you were right. It's gonna be that protocol. I know you said you don't like it, but for me, I feel like it's one of the. I like this map because I've seen it evolve in a sense, especially from the comp side of things. A lot of people always tended to hit that A bomb site. Everybody loves to bang out like you were talking about. But teams have slowly grafted towards B. They have been playing through the middle of the map. It kind of taught some teams some lessons here.
I think it's because of that change that we see towards that A side, and we see it here at Houston Spartans going straight to that A side. I think that change it's allowed on the defensive side, if you know some tactics to be able to stop that quick push. It allows some opportunity for people to go towards that B side. But we see Houston Spartans going straight towards A. They saw it ready and open, but Cobra getting that first pick. They do still have to get into this bomb site, and Coasty and Massacre as well as Vizzy all combining 3-4 dead immediately, making sure they lock down that bomb site. If they aren't able to get in soon enough, they just made sure it happened and weren't able to actually lock it down. Then that just showed Houston Spartans able to get in there, like showing that dominance, throwing those nades and getting in there quick, got that bomb down.
No, yeah, and that's the thing about Houston. I feel like based off how map 1 went for them, again, they're gonna play bully ball. They're gonna love the A site. It's gonna be kind of like what is it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So right now, I feel like that's what we're gonna see from them. It's really about Octane, what they can find. And I like this initial break. They're going to send 2 towards P2. They're going to try and catch somebody lacking through both sides of the middle of the map. And it's Worf who somehow gets away with his life right there. I think it was down to half HP. But again, everybody falls around him. Cobra's the last one alive. They have spotted him. And Bomb is not down in his favor.
I mean, I'm not sure if they spotted him. They definitely do now with him getting that kill, but I mean, he just completely switched the map and now is left alone. Like you said, does find 2, so his inability to kind of get lost here. Maybe is able to find another. Does spot him out a couple of shots towards him, but Vizzy backing up, playing his life. He understands his ability. It was in a spot there to maybe get cut down, but plays it well to back up, making sure that they don't get that bomb. I don't know if they know where bomb is down though.
No, they do. Coasty was sitting on it. Yeah, Coasty was sitting here. He knows bomb is here, which is why I was like, Vizzy, what are we doing? He's like challenging P2. I know he's playing for info, but it's just not helping his teammate if he gets picked off. He doesn't though. Somehow he did an awkward look at the wall though. And if you're Cobra, you have timing here on Coasty. He can make something. 13 seconds left. He saw the gun and the snap comes in, but it's not quick enough. Houston Spartans. I mean, Vizzy somehow rallies to his teammate just in time.
I mean, talk about literal timing. If Vizzy was still out and about trying to, it was just even a second later right there, jumping down on that elevator, I feel like it's a possibility for us to go from that being a 4v1 to a 1v4 rather quickly for an ace for Massacre. But I mean, sorry for Vizzy, but or sorry, no, was it who was it on the side? The Cobra, sorry, Cobra. But that was dirty work for them. It was very close, but you know, 2-0 taking that lead. We'll see what they go with this bomb site here.
And again, it looks like Houston just opting to hit the A site. They're flooding the middle of the map, I think. Yeah, So Cobra has to stay alive here because he should sense that the pressure's through mid. Zerg's able to find the first kill, but Massacre slips through. That's going to even things up, and Vizzy in the kill feed as well, but he gets traded out. They're in the B bomb site. So again, if you're, I like the side of Houston. They're like, hey, we show a presence here for round 1. Round 2, we're going to do a complete different thing. And it threw Octane for a loop right there.
Yeah, I think that they showed a little bit of presence sir, at that A side, threw them for that loop, right? And they get that bomb down quick over on that B side. But Savvy with the kill, making it a 1v2 situation. Accent does have the bomb down, so he has the benefit of maybe some little checks here and there. But Savvy already on that defuse. Accent though, he gets one that plays it perfect, backs away. All he has to do is play the time, making sure that he doesn't hop on. And beautiful from the young prodigy himself. 3-0 for Houston Spartans. Good win.
Same clinical. I mean, hey, he did a good job of just playing his life. I will say it probably came from like the comms that were given off his teammate's death. So I don't know who his teammate was, but I know he tried to hit a timing through top zip. And it was interesting because Octane had the buddy system going on up there. Both teammates were sitting up there. They were waiting for a kill. And I think it was still like 30 seconds left. So nobody moved. And I get it. You're close to the B bomb. So you have time to sit and wait for Houston to make a mistake. But if you're Ascent, you know, they're like, hey, those two were top zip. I can just run around, maybe hit some timing there. And expecting this. And look at this. Octane running it down their throat. War finding the first blood. A bomb site should be theirs. But Ascent through the middle of the map finds another Coasty, bringing people down off of a heady. Savvy last one alive. And guess what? You see him and it doesn't even matter. The Spartans clean house.
I mean, that was just pure dominance that round. You said it. Ascent just ran straight down the middle of the map, gets a big blood, or I'm sorry, not even a blood, just a big kill, and then comes straight down, getting that next finishing the rest of them off in the last in the bomb site. That was just a great round of showing that they're just running this map, running it down. 4-0 for the side of Houston Spartans. Got to see Octane try and win this defense here. You know, it'll start with the defense. You got to just lock down that bomb site, making sure that they can't get it planted. But
yeah, and the problem is they haven't been hitting things as like a 4. Like they've just been spreading the map, playing for information. They've been getting first blooded. Zavy just throwing his life right here. And again, there's no team chow right there. So Zavy, he's running that. I know the stun may hit, but again, nobody's there to back it up. And again, Houston know they can win these gunfights. So again, we've talked about it time and time again. They're running it down your throat. Another 1v1. Chow Cobra's last one alive. He's been the only one that has produced something, and it's been in these 1v4s.
And we'll see it here, 1v4 situation. Once again, will he be able to find anything? Almost gets a blood, but does get cut down. Almost. They just have to start. It just starts with one. Like I said, it really does just start with one. Kind of slow down the tempo here. I really will like to back up or piggyback on what you mentioned. Those team chows are the most important here. It really does start in those comms, right? You know, what you're saying in the comms, how you're chowing, are you 3-2-1ing? Those little things you may think that aren't important, but even the teams like Omid, they're focusing on, they're making sure are said. So we got to start here. Like, got to lock in this attacking round. We'll see where they'll go with that bomb side. It looks like they're trying to just run it down straight to straight to this A side.
Oh, but Massacre's here. And again, this is what I've been noticing from Octane. They haven't been taking these boat routes. A team kill comes in through the kill feed. So that's not going to help you because, again, that's now a 3v2 situation going the way of Octane. Or a Houston, Vizzy, RC, that connects. Back, Hosty, backs down Cobra. And again, you have these players pinned. If you're Houston, Massacre using his RCXD. BattleBots, I don't know what's going on. Cobra just ran past somebody. Didn't even know that. And in a 1v2, he's looking all over like, hey, I need some help, boys.
And he tried to do everything he could that map. I think you know there's not much to be said. Just like he said it, he's trying to do everything he can. Obviously, that's just one of those maps where it happens. You know, the momentum is just not there. It gets lost, and you kind of have to just like push it past and lock in. We're going back onto a respawn. you started off slow inside of that hard point, but now you have to try and take that momentum that you started to gather for at the end of that hard point and take that towards control. It's a different game mode. It's really team focused. So it's control is one of those games that I've grown to not love but respect, just truly because it really does come down to how you're playing the map as a team, how you execute, and what you're trying to go for. If you aren't playing the game as a team, you're not going to win that map, right? So
Yeah,
we'll kind of see how they
agree
come
with
out
you.
on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's wholeheartedly just a team mode. I am not a lover of control as well, but I mean, we just got to suck it up and play with it. And speaking of momentum, like if we, well, I'm gonna take a step back here. This is gonna be a huge win in the side of standings if you Houston. Right now, I believe they're after Cup 1, they're sitting at 2 and 3 with 30 points. So for them, they're like right above the halfway line between good teams and bad teams. They're like so for them, getting the classic 3-0 win against one of the statistically worst teams in this U18 league, it's going to be a huge help to them, because then they're like, okay, they're going to use that as fuel in the fire. They're going to be like, let's go on, let's fix some minor things, and then hopefully get a big win against one of the top teams like Omit, like Unreal, or Atlantis. I know Atlantis is getting into the mix. They're sitting at, I think, 4 and 2. So it's just, for Houston, this is going to be a big one. This was also a much needed one for Octane. I know it's not over yet, but based off map 1 and map 2 dash, I'm not seeing it going well right now. So
Right. And that's why I mentioned that momentum switch. And I do want to point out, like you mentioned, that the Houston Spartans, they are right inside of that middle of the pack area, right? So they are looking to try and take these wins, try and get those points. Every one of these group play match wins are 10 points for them, right? So it's an ability to have them, try and step up on the leaderboards just a little bit more. But I think, like you mentioned, these matches it gives them time to try and learn some things, see what their maps are, their good maps are, their bad maps are, where they need to kind of progress on, and what they need to learn from to try and take on those bigger teams. And if people like you mentioned, Omid, Unreal Nightmare, Atlantis, and even Out of the Galaxy, these are teams that we've seen, inside of those first, second, third place positions, and we're expecting them to try and, we're expecting those teams to win, or we're expecting to see how Houston Spartans try and, come out and with a bang and see if they can take those teams to the next level.
We'll see what happens here as we're heading into a map 3. It's a vault control. Yes, we are seeing a double vault. This is probably one of the more fair maps in control. So if you're Octane, you got some sign of life. It's all about defense, though, for me. Whoever loses, and we're starting off with a team kill. So this is awesome if we're Octane Esports. Yeah, we talk about motivation. We talk about momentum. We're already starting out negative, man. I'm checked.
I mean, the nade does not help for sure, but we're coming onto this hill, attacking already Houston Spartans onto this A side. They're trying to gather this first tick, but Octane doing a good job of just slowing them down, making sure that they're keeping them off this hill for as long as possible. But we have both of these hills just getting hit, both sides. A big 3 dead for the side of Houston Spartans. Fizzy surprised to even get that kill. It just landed right in his hand, and they're trying to apply some pressure, pushing up on that map, getting a nice little tick on 8 point for the side of Houston Spartans.
Yeah, they're just playing for map presence right now. They got 2 people fiddling towards that B side of things, and it's just gonna slow things down if you're Octane. I mean, for Houston, you're not gonna have a lot of quick ticks on A, but the thing is, you're getting a lot of information, you're creating, you're layering the map. It's making it harder for Octane to get out of their spawn and honestly get into these power positions. And Vizzy, he's just snapping, bro. I love it. Anytime I watch him, he's just doing what he needs to do best. Somehow turns around at the right time. Zerx, he's going to completely forget about Vizzy. This is going to allow what we've seen in map 1, a sub to get through, a sub to leak through, make a huge play. Massacre as well. He's 6 and 2 to start off map 3, and these subs have come to fry. I think Houston's running a 3 sub like kind of team right now, so it's honestly working for them on this map.
I think this map is like if you run it down and you run it down well, if you can control the lanes that are out there, you can definitely run a 3 map or a 3 sub meta on this map for sure. As long as your AR is doing what he can. Coasty, we do see a donut
Oh
going
my
on, and I'm
God.
not but I think that he may be their AR, but the SMGs are just doing everything they need. Vizzy may have the AR out here as well, so it
Oh.
could be fine, but I'm not, or yeah, it looks like Coasty has the AR out. So one of them, yeah, Vizzy has the SMG out. So yeah, Coasty, they don't even need the AR presence. The SMGs are just running the map, doing everything they please, and they took that A point, trying to make progress towards its B points, but only 5 lives remaining for the side of Octane, and Houston Spartans are just deciding to take pressure on this map.
The Octane is literally spawning on P4, and there's somebody top P4 just watching them run right underneath them. And it's a little interesting to see this blue team kind of take their approach. They're more worried about trying to get out of spawn instead of keeping their spawn clean. I know sometimes it's situational on control, but if you want to have a clean map, if you want to have a clean round and feel good about yourself, the first thing to do is keep your spawn clean. Time and time again, that is the
Absolutely.
biggest issue for a lot of teams is when they're just letting these players lurk in there. And I feel like Octane have just not really made an attempt. And they haven't made like team pushes like we said in that map 2. They haven't done anything to try and flush anybody out. So it was kind of just like shooting fish in a barrel right there.
I think what I'll mention about exactly what you said. That player, it will always happen on a control map. It's just how the game plays, where someone is inside of your spawn and they're playing ratty, they're lurking around, they're getting those kills. You have to flush that player out, and you have to flush that player out as a team. That's where a lot of teams kind of forget, and that's what I mentioned again. As control, it is a team game mode. No matter how many lives you're losing, you have to play that map as a team. So when a player is inside of your spawn, flush them out. Go put 2 players on him, 3 players on it if you have to. If that guy is killing everybody, if you're all dying, you can't get out, kill him, get him out, and then move forward, progress after. So we see Houston Spartans taking that big map, taking that round 1. We'll see if Octane will be able to do the same.
Man, they're starting out by hitting A. They're not looking at top cat. Massacre's running route. He's 10-6. Vizzy's 10-5. Coasty's the only one that's really having a bad map. But Octane find a nice 3-4 dead right there. They're still chugging along on A. This has been a good start to an offensive round. And you deal with a couple subs. You deal with a couple slay heavy players. Look how clean the map will go for. But Coasty's saying, no. I will never have a bad map, my friend. Able to rip 2 off. Cobra last one alive, still keeping the presence alive for Octane here today.
Trying to do everything you can to keep the hill alive as well, but Octane does secure that hill, and it does become a 1 hill map for this for Octane. They are just trying to get onto this side. They do slide on for just a moment, but Houston Spartans doing everything they can to keep them off. Massacre is inside of their spawn, lurking around just a little bit, but isn't going to try. He's going to try to be a little bit of a nuisance, and Accent doing the same, lurking on the other end of the map. But we'll see if Octane will be able to try and get onto this hill in some way.
Yeah, they have 2 players top art. This is going to be crucial for them to stay alive as long as possible. I think it's Cobra. He slips through on time, but he gets dealt with by Ascent. And again, this is going to draw those players out of art. If you're Octane, it's not going to be good. Your players aren't winning 1v1s on the other side of the maps. So now you fall. Savvy stays alive just a little bit. The pre-fire doesn't roll through. Zerx is just being a nuisance as well. He's 13-11, stepping it up on a 3 streak. Can he find the 4th? He gets taken down. That's critical. You have 1 tick done at B, though. They're not opting to stack this, though. They could have had a second one if it was a 3-man stack, and I don't necessarily like this because now you're leaving a lot of opportunity to grow. That's 3 dead for the Houston Spartans. Coasty taking the outer side of the map. Make it 4 for him. This man having a phenomenal map 4, or map 3. I don't even know what I'm talking about, and he's only 12-14. At least it's felt phenomenal.
I mean, he's been on a streak since I mentioned it. He had a donut and now is almost even. He's doing a great job applying that pressure on the map and is at a perfect time, keeping them off of that hill. Like you said, they should have gone for that stack. They had 3 people, 1 person on the hill and 2 people around it watching the angles. While you're watching, just step onto that hill and that time goes down a little bit quicker. It could have been a round win for Octane, but instead now we're in a reset situation but only 5 lives remaining for
God.
Houston Spartans and 53 seconds left. So Octane, they need to work this map together. They need to make some decisions and try and get onto this hill.
Yeah, well, speaking of making decisions, they only got 6 lives as well, so they need to be playing carefully. Both teams opting to do the S&D route. They're going to go ahead. Oh, big win by Savvy Top Cat. I don't know how he won that, but he did. Making it 6-2 in lives. They're going to hop on the point, and I like this. Everybody spread thin. Ascent just ran by somebody somehow. Coasty's going to buy some time for him. Coasty falls. Ascent now making himself known, but too many guns to deal with. So I talked about Octane not hopping on to the point right there at that specific time. It still worked out for them. They slowed down the pace. And different than that map too, man, when they were just getting caught up in the Houston Spartans gunplay, they were like, no, we're going to make you play at our pace now.
Yeah, and they quickly had to make that switch to change that pace. You see Coasty here, he was almost in control of the pace, but they do everything. They did what they needed to do to make sure that they win that round. Now a 1-1 situation for Octane. They have a chance here to try and take this lead. They saw what Houston Spartans did in the previous offensive round. They just have to make sure that they don't let them replicate that. But another round where we're starting off with the team kill. I mean, I don't know
what's going on, Dash. I don't know what's going on, because that was a knife, and that, I don't know, maybe he had something out for him. Worf, that seemed a little bit deliberate. Cobra, I know you're a snake, my guy, but just calm down. And you guys are also seeing it as well. There is no scoreboard. All you have to do is, if you want to fix this for future people that get VOD, just hit tab and tab right back out again. That will fix it. It will show the scoreboard. But we're hopping into this round. I think it's Zavy. He's just lurking in spawn. But everybody from the side of Houston, they just say, F it, we're running right straight forward.
Yeah, I mean they're just running straight for it, and they're trying to get onto this or keep them off of this hill. We got it fixed up very quickly. There we go. But we're getting back into this. We see 23-21 in lives. Octane is doing a good job of keeping the lives in their favor. We see Massacre with a big 2-piece though there, slowing down the side of Octane on this defense. Only 27 seconds though, so they have to get on this hill. Will they stop them? Will they slow them down? You just have one player on this time. If you cut him down, then you may be able to slow down this pace and take this win here.
Yeah, Vizzy's hitting a route, though. Vizzy may go huge. His players fall on the hill. That's not going to help you. So Ascent makes himself known. Vizzy trying to get some team shots in. He does follow up with 1 kill. So this is huge with the side of Houston. And again, if you're Zavy, you've taken a route. You've tried to find something off spawn. Unfortunately, you're only able to find 1, 2. The second tick rolls through. I don't even know what I'm saying. Houston, in the nick of time, get the 3rd tick. Extra minute awarded. Lives are almost even. But if you're Houston, you're down 2. So you need to still play carefully, and I think Coasty knows. Coasty somehow knows. Listen, this man will see a fly in the great desert of Sahara.
Yeah, that was a great spot there for Coasty getting that kill. It's a great pick for the side of Houston Spartans, but they still do have to get onto this hill, and Coasty does just that. Man of his word, making sure that it happens on this map. Tick is slowly leading away, but Zerx though with that stun knows exactly where he is and is able to get that kill. Vizzy trying to slow them down once more. 1 player left on that hill, but we'll see number 3, and that's Ascent cutting them down on that hill as well. They're trying to step away from this time more and more. Massacre does get 1, but does get cut down. And it's just up to 1, I believe, Coasty, the closest to the hill, to be able to stop this time from ticking down.
Yeah, it's just a flurry of trades roll through, and now you're left with no respawns. So if you're the side of Houston, you're now in the time situation you have to touch. But again, it's 5v3 in the lives. Number 2 has to make a play through the middle of the map. That's Massacre. He's able to find 1. Now, if they can find anything else off this, Coasty falls. Nothing else will come from this. 10 seconds left. Your player in mid-map falls. Savvy, he knows where the last player is. All eyes forward. And Octane, somehow, some way, are finding some life here, Dash. They ripped 2 rounds off, and it's 2-1 in control. Things are getting spicy.
I mean, somebody called the script inside a chat said that
So I saw the
Octane's
script.
going for a reverse sweep. So I mean, hey, this is looking very likely. It's looking close like it. It does start with one, and it starts with one map. We have a 2-1 lead here for Houston Spartans, and they have an attacking around ahead of them. They've done it once already. Do you think they're going to be able to do it again?
I don't know. I'm excited to see if they can. But if you're Houston, I know you won your first defensive round, so we'll see if they can replicate that. And it's really just been Octane finding that offensive win. That's really what it comes down to on this map. Whatever team can find that's going to have good start. But Houston, talking about a break off a good start, a scent ripping 2. That's going to keep things in the driver's seat for the Spartans. They know what they want to do. They're spawning these guys on the top side of the minimap. One by one, you all fall, and the Spartans go huge with 300 of them say, no, you shall not pass. Look at them. They are so deep. Busy. Ripping off another double piece, and now you're just living in their spawn, bro. Rent-free.
Yeah, he's doing everything inside of their spawn. Still alive with a 4 streak. He's almost, I think, about to get another 2 spawning right in front of him. That's insane. Maybe we'll get a Vizzy Pov in just a second, but he's still alive, making that a 6 streak, going crazy in their spawn. They cannot cut this man.
He's on an 8. Down. Get Vizzy's POV right now. Get
the
man's POV. I don't care about anybody else. It needs to be Vizzy. He's on 8. He now has to track back. This is a generational run. Dash, I've only seen somebody get up to 13 before. I want to see if he can break it. Production, give Vizzy's POV.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he does get cut
it's
down.
It's not worth it anymore.
I was going to say, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to even make it past. He was in a awkward spot. They were spawning out inside of that like deep left corner over by P2, and he was just kind of lurking over. So they do get out of that trap, but by God, Vizzy does everything to stop that round. That was all a Vizzy round.
That was
a Vizzy round.
You can't say anything else, bro. All right, we're heading to round 5. Somebody called it in the chat. We'll see if the script is right. But again, man of the evening, Bizzy. Let me tell you, this man is evil, diabolical. I don't even know what this means.
We get a nice little replay inside of the kill cam. I'm glad to get this POV montage version. You know what I'm saying? Last second kill cam, best play of the game. That's an incredible round for the side of Houston Spartans, and they're making it interesting. It was a 2-1 situation maybe about 45 seconds ago, and now we're at a 2-2. Round 5 has been called in chat, and we have an Octane win called. So we'll see if we have it coming to fruition here with Coasty getting that first blood. This time, not a team kill for either side, but is a kill on the side of Octane, and that it make that accent as well, getting a second kill. Massacre getting a third, a big 3 dead for the side of Octane, but responding right back is Zerk Workins and Xavi. So they're slowing them down on this attacking round, trying to get onto this hill, but they're already kind of at a deficit here as Massacre is in extent of running it down once again.
Yeah, so again, it's gonna go back to what we've kind of mentioned before. If Octane can keep these players out of their spawn, I feel like it's gonna be a good round for them. The problem is you can't really you have to get more than out of your spawn. You have to keep that clean as well as get progress. That's gonna be huge. Wharf able to get a nice double kill, able to get a nice triple kill. Wharf is on a 4 spree here. That's gonna be the go. That's gonna be the green light. They're gonna stack this. The second tick will probably roll through. The problem is the timings may be a little bit messed off. They need to look at all different angles. Cobra's going to deliver a big 2-piece. And now if you Zavi's watching Top Cat, another 3 dead for this Octane team. A big swing right here. Extra minute rewarded. They flipped the lives going in their favor.
Yeah, and that was a big stack for the side of Octane. They utilized what we had mentioned before, trying to make sure that you use your space properly and taking that hill. Even if you are just holding down some lanes, you can hold it down from the hill, and Octane do just that. 17 to 16 in lives.
Look at number 7.
Number 7.
Oh, he got spotted. I was going to say, if you guys were watching the minimap, I don't mean to cut you off, Dash, but he
You're
made a
good.
route for the century, and his teammates were relying on it. But hey, look at that. They find a 3 dead. They're going to now stack this again, just like they did on that A site. The second tick might come through, but it's Massacre, who's just been lurking the whole time. 1, 2, quick snap. Can he find the third? Put it in the books, man.
He gets a big 3-piece, and that is something that's going to slow down the entire momentum for them. They have to somehow make it back onto this hill with only 9 lives remaining. I'm sorry, but it is only 11 for the side of Houston Spartans, and close to a minute left remaining. So it is up to Octane to set the momentum of this map and try and see if they can come out on top.
And it's going to be up to Cobra. He found his way into top art. He makes a big kill. He's just looking back, though. Everybody from the side of Houston, they spawn P4. They're in. 2 kills go through for the side of Octane. No, they have the second tick. Number 1's going to have to track back again, but can it be enough? Vizzy has the chow point, finds one, isn't able to find. He didn't even find the first. Octane, map 3 is theirs.
They take the map 3 victory. Somebody called it in chat. Somebody called the storyline. They know the script. Now we'll see if we have a reverse sweep on our hands. They have an entire hard point though to go through, and we saw how Houston Spartans were able to navigate that hard point. We're gonna need to see this same intensity out of Octane hard point as well.
Yeah. I agree with you. It's somehow gonna have to, like, I think stem from Cobra or Worf. Those two were like the main big pieces in their production on the offensive side of things in that map 3. They were the one finding big two pieces, 3 pieces. They were finding those angles, the routes to get them kind of in nice spots. I mean, if you're Cobra, you go huge at the end right there. You get into top art when you get a 3, when your team goes 3 dead. You kind of buy yourself some time, but it was just good out of Octane. I mean, the problem from them in that first round, and I think the 4th round, was the fact that they weren't able to get out of spawn. I mean, that was the biggest problem from them, and they didn't even deal with the players in spawn. It was almost like they're like, hey, let's just hop on the point and then let's make them come to us. Well, the problem was they weren't able to get to the point, which is then why they weren't able to allow Houston to get to them. We saw that in map 5. They were able to do that a couple times. And I mean, just timing is there. So hold up. We might have a match here, Dash.
I mean, we're gonna have to see if they're gonna take it on this map 4. I believe we're going on to a skyline. We're going on to a skyline hard point. So I'm excited to see that one. Like I said, that's more my map. You gotta bang it out, make it happen. I'm expecting Houston Spartans to probably come out with a bang here. You know, they did obviously take the first 2 maps. They had a lot of momentum coming into it. So I probably have to call a Houston Spartans win here, but I mean, like I said, I love a map 5. Give me a map 5. I don't know.
I love a map 5 too, man. But like, my thing is, I mean, we saw Vizzy go off, and we also saw Massacre deliver 3 pieces as well. And you have Ascent, who was phenomenal map 1. So you got, again, Houston Spartans electing to do that 3 sub meta on map 3. What do you think they're going to do on Skyline? They're just going to say, hey, I think it's, oh God, who's their AR? Who's their AR?
Coasty.
Yeah. They're just, they're just going to be like, Coasty, get on another sub. Let's run it down their throat. Yeah, like that's what I would do, because you got 3 guys that fry. You just add a second, or you add that 4th one. Like if Coasty is there just to swing in between gunfights and help their teammates, it's going to be clinical for them.
I mean, we'll see. That's going to be a bang out. We'll see. We're going to come up. We are getting ready for this map. We're going to take it to a quick break, though. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Great job. As soon as I'm saying this, they recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far, and it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And you know, it's almost just a little bit too. Houston Spartans, though, making it a battle back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a 2-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill, and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200 point mark. So we are reaching closer and closer to.
Thing setting your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself, and from east to west, no matter which way this guy's looking, he will find a kill. 10 seconds left for Houston to win map 1. And again, if you're savvy, you have to go huge in this P4 hill.
I don't know.
What's going on, Dash? I don't know what's going on, because that was a knife, and that, I don't know, maybe he had something out for him. Dwarf, that seemed a little bit deliberate. Cobra, I know you're a snake, my guy, but just calm down. And you guys are also seeing it as well. There is no scoreboard. All you have to do is, if you want to touch, but again, it's 5v3 in the lives. Number 2 has to make a play through the middle of the map. That's Massacre. He's able to find 1. Now, if they can find anything else off this, Coasty falls. Nothing else will come from this. 10 seconds left. Your player in mid-map falls. Savvy, he knows where the last player is. All eyes forward. And Octane go off dash, but he made a route for the century, and his teammates were relying on it. But hey, look at that. They found a 3 dead. They're going to now stack this again, just like they did on that A site. The second tick might come through, but it's Massacre, who's just been lurking the whole time. 1, 2, quick snap. Can he find the 3rd? Put it in the books, man. The 2-piece, but they do a great job. As soon as I'm saying this, they recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far, and this brought them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I got my mic close because we're going to go on a bit of a story time here. Houston Spartans, they took the first 2 maps with a little bit of ease. It was a soft, smoky, smooth road for them. It was a yellow brick road. Dorothy and them guided the Spartans, and they said, here are the first 2 maps. Octane, though, had a little bit of an awakening. They decided, like, whoa, we can't get shut out here on our home turf. So just like the Wicked Witch of the West, they said, hold up, let's put a tornado in, which, by the way, wasn't even the Wicked Witch. We got some life here. They throw it to a round 5 in map 3, and we're heading to map 4. Dash, how we feeling?
I mean, I'm feeling great. That was a great story that we have in front of us, and we're waiting to see how it unfolds. Moving into this hard point, we come back straight into some U18 action. Houston Spartans versus Octane with a big 3-piece for the side of Houston Spartans. We have a bit of a colored going a little bit back and forth team A, team B vibe. So, you know, don't get too confused, guys, but the names are still correct. But Houston Spartans starting off slow here. We had them up front inside of the first hard point. Now we see Octane starting it off, taking this P1, getting some time, chipping it away at it. They're going to get about 30 seconds from this P1, but we have to focus on rotations for new, and work is already here.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. Coasty opting to do the AR, so they're not going to pull out 3 subs on this map. They're sticking with their 3 sub meta with the 1 AR. Always got to have 1, but look, Houston Spartans is going to be on the left side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be the blue arrows. Octane going to be the red arrows on the minimap. They are on the right side of the screen if you're looking at it in the sense of scoreboards. So yes, Octane is starting out slow. Houston Spartans take 27 seconds off that P1. Honestly, good job out of them, because again, I know I talked about this map 1, but P1's always a contest fest.
Always it's going back and forth here. We see Houston Spartans starting it off early, getting this lead. It is swapped. Oh yes, we're getting that switched here. There we go. So we have it proper now. You guys can probably see it. So we have Houston Spartans taking this lead. They are on this hill just a little bit early. Like we mentioned, they had a bit of a lead in that P1, but they were already there early for this P2. We're going for this P3 here, the hill though, and they are going to be on the back foot, as Houston Spartans are already taking the 60-point lead, but Octane is already there. Houston Spartans does get the quick kills, and they're ready for this hill to pop.
They are here. Octane, again, sticking to their roots, just like map 1. They're on the rotation for the important hills. Skyline, in my sense, it's the P3, P4 chain dash. How many times have we seen a big 120-point swing just off of teams kind of holding these 2 hills? And it's very easy to anchor for negs. But as soon as I'm saying this, 2 pieces going down for both teams. Massacre starting his team off on top, though, as the new hill pops. You're here. Rotations roll through. Ascent, he's looking all over the place, like, where's everybody going? But it's Coasty, the are picking 2 off in the feed. Octane, though, on the flip side, they're getting grindy. They're getting mixy through the middle of the map here, Dash.
And they're keeping this lead way ahead, about to cross that 100-point mark in just a moment, but they have to do it on this next hill. We will see them trying to get on this hill early, but we have Octane ready and waiting.
Oh
I
no,
believe
big.
that is Cobra in a position on the right side, yes, for to get one. Maybe is able to get the second, but does get cut down as Accent putting those bullets out in long range with that SMG. A big two-piece for Xavi and making that 3 for the side of Octane, and it's going to allow them to gather some time here, try and chip away at this lead just a little bit more. But Accent trying to do what he can from the left side. They're not going to be able to find anything though, but Vizzy helping him out, trying to see if they can break in, which they do right from the front, and they get that hill once again, trying to get that lead, but Octane still making it scrappy.
It's gonna be hard for this blue team, or in a sense, if you're looking at the arrows, Octane, it's gonna be hard for them. Cobra's having a slow map after the first set of rotations. He's already 4-11, so that's really not what you want to see from a guy that runs a sub. And Xavi on the flip side, he, after looking back, map 1, the man was, I think, one of the only players that had 30 kills in that map. So he went huge for his team, even though they lost that vault hardpoint. He's going to have to go huge again. He just ripped off like a double piece not too long ago. So he's going to be the spark. But again, you have to look towards somebody else on your team, because it cannot be a one-man wrecking crew. Somehow Xavi wins that. Ascent ripping Ascent ripping off 2 of his own though. And again, this is where Octane need to turn up the heat. We saw in that vault hardpoint, they had a slow first rotations. It's really just like, hey, we need to pick up the pace. We need to go. And on a skyline that's going to be like full throttle, it needs to be 100% the whole time.
Absolutely, they have to pick up the pace for sure. We need to see that momentum switch like we did inside of that the later half of that first hard point. We need to see it earlier on in this hard point here now if we want Octane. If Octane wants to take this win and take us to a map 5, they are behind, so they have to try and fight back, not only in a sense of the match or the series, but also in this round. So, or in this map, so they have to try and make sure that they put it all on the map here in order to take us further. They do try and keep a little bit of that time there for that P2, but Houston Spartans once again able to break in further in their lead just a little bit more. Work though with another team kill, unfortunate with that nade. It does slow them down just a little bit, but Cobra able to break in from the back, does get cut down. Vizzy on another 4 streak, running it down with this SMG, and we'll see if he can just keep it going, getting another for sure.
I'm telling you right now, Octane's going to have problems if they are not able to get complete setups. Like the way they are positioning themselves, especially on that P2 hill, I don't know. Dude, I just don't like it. You had somebody back steps. I believe it was either Xavi or Cirques, and they were just watching that top cat doorway into P2 into that P2 hill. If you're playing back steps, you need to be watching outer piano. And nobody was doing that. That allowed Houston to hop right on in. I know they found a couple kills if you're Octane, but again, it's just a flurry of trades for Houston, and they get the break with around 30 seconds. So if you're Octane, again, I can't stress it enough, because that was the problem in map 1. Setups. Put yourself in the right lines of fire, and you'll find a big 2-piece. Just everybody needs to stay rooted. Do not overchild. Do not overlook. And right now, it's just the thing that I'm noticing. They need to fix it quick.
I think that's, it comes with age and the experience, and we do have a bunch of young guns. All right, we are dealing with U18ers, so they do most of the time will overchild, will overlook and just chow for no reason, because they're feeling it, and that's something that a lot of times, it just takes with time trying to learn, and I think that through these matches they'll learn that ability much faster. And so you do mention that perfectly, just overchallenging for when you're in positions that you can keep, they'll see that little bit of VOD work. Busy though, just sliding through, getting that big 2-piece, that's not something that you can change. That Gunny would just clear in day. He slid in, getting 2 piece after 2-piece. Busy doing everything he can for the side of Houston Spartans.
Yeah, and he's put his team up all by 60. Might as well say 70. Savvy trying to chow late on time for 20 seconds. But again, if you're Octane, you have found zero success in this hard point alone. It has been Houston all dang day. Fizzy with the turn, and I can't say enough. He has done phenomenal work. He's only 20 and 14. The player we should be praising is Ascent. The man is 29 and 17. He's been the route runner. He's been the wrecking ball, the chaos crew. For the side of the Spartans, let me tell you, Leonidas is in his bloodline.
I mean, that kid, like I said, he runs it down. He's a run and gun maniac. As I mentioned, he was one of the kids, in the Zoo Mafia subscriber race that was just going crazy at a very, very young age. So I'm expecting him to show lights of stardom early on throughout his time here. So we'll see how he continues to grow and learn here. But as you said, 31 and 17, almost double positive on this map here. Map 4 streak and 4 streak for 2 players on the side of Houston Spartans, almost nearing that 250 point mark as we get closer and closer to the end of this map here.
Boy, it's too many people trying to fit through the doorway. It's only one person per entry. Now, if you're Massacre, you're picking up the you're picking up the under route. If you're Massacre, you're just staying there. He has to go off because his teammates do fall. And again, if you're Octane, it's really just been the same old story every respawn. They find a clean 3 dead. They get a rotation. They get a setup. They get broken. They keep a hill mixy for like 20 seconds. But again, when it reaches that 30-second hold on a hill, or like 25 seconds, it really is just time for Houston to get that break, and then they're just playing keep away off time. Wharf, though. 3-piece to his name, and let me tell you, this may be the kickstart that we saw similar to map 1. Worf saying, boys, let's finally get going.
And it's a great kickstart for the side of Octane. The work putting in a big 4-piece for the side of Octane, putting in some work, but he just has to do that earlier on in order for this to help their squad. 236, closing to nearing that 250 point mark. And as I say that, you look at the kill feed, and it was just a 4 dead, all going back to the lobby, respawning, and we have Houston Spartans on this kitchen hill already, 2 seconds nearing the end, and we have it. It's obviously switched on the scoreboard, but 250 to 146, Houston Spartans coming out on top with a 3-1 victory.
I mean, was that foreseeable? Sure. And did we see that? Yeah. Was there some signs of life for Octane after map 3? Sure. I really just think, like, I don't know what it is. It just needs to be a flip of the switch. Like, again, going back to Vault, we saw them once it was finally that full 60 that they had. That's when they started to them. On a map like Skyline, though, you can't have that. There's no way you're gonna get it. Well, other than maybe P3, P4, you can find a full 60, but it's very iffy because of how Houston plays. Up in your face, finding a route, getting ratty, and then it's the timings at which they decide to get their kills. Like, they just like, okay, like, we saw time and time again. I think Ascent, he was the one hitting that outer patio route on P4, right? So he'd come from top plat, he'd drop down, he would wait, pick off that player that's sitting back patio or whoever's anchoring. And then once he finds that kill, he's waiting for his teammates, and he's just waiting. And then boom, that's the trigger. Everybody from Houston, they're like, okay, the subs get active. They win their 1v1s. They just collapse on the person on the hill, clean break, and then rinse and repeat.
Absolutely, exactly. Like you mentioned, Houston Spartans is that team that plays up in your face. They're going to hit those lanes. You have 3 subs on the map who they not necessarily play ratty, but to each of their own play styles, they're making sure that if that lane is open, they're hitting it, they're going for it. And that's something that, like I said, as an SMG player myself, that's what I love to see. We saw great improvements though from the side of Octane, without a doubt. Though they were able, from previous matches, really all we see is just that they have it in them. They just have to flip that switch. They really just have to take it and start from the beginning, how they end every single map. Because at the end, we see it in the middle of the map where they have about 100-point deficit, and by the end of it, it's 50, 60, sometimes even less than like like 30 to 40 points, you know what I mean? And that really just comes down to locking in on your rotations, taking away that dead time, and you know, trying to keep your holds instead of getting broken so early, you know?
Yeah. And it's just like you also need to break as well. Like it's not just about holding, the ability to break, because again, time and time again, we saw Houston get their like mid hill break and they were able to get their setup. And it was just like once they find that, dude, Octane wasn't able to find anything, which I mean, I can see why Octane was winning the rotation now on map 1 every time. It's because like 15 seconds, 20 seconds left on the hill. You're like, we're not breaking that. Screw that. We're just going to go new. But again, if you can't find anything new, what's the point of going new? So like,
exactly.
I don't know. We can't stress it enough. Like me and Dash over here, we're just, we got the knowledge, man. The fingers just don't move as fast anymore. But other than that, I mean, that's 10 more points to the side of Houston. They go to, I think, 40 now, right? So they're at 40 points in a sense. Am I correct?
Yeah, I believe so. So I can actually look at the standings now here. So after today's game, we will be at 40 points. So that'll update once they report their win and all that. But I'm excited. That was a great first match that we were able to open up with. We saw Octane fight back just a little bit in that control, but hoping that we have, you know, a little bit better of a match ahead of us. We have New England U18 versus Conflicted U18. I'm not too sure if you, like I said, if you've gotten a chance to see any of these players play, but I think we have a few new players on both sides, some subbing in on both sides. So we'll see how this one comes up on top. But do you have any predictions for us?
I don't know, but I can tell you, Chaos after Cup 1 has sent these teams through the roof. And again, it's all about how much improvement they can do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying. I think we're going to go to a quick break while we get everything set up for the next game. So you better stay tuned because it's me and Dash again on the mic, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, sir.
Great job as soon as I'm saying this. They recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far. And it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And you know, it's almost just a little bit too. Houston Spartans, though, making it a battle back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a two-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200-point mark. So we are reaching closer and closer to
your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself, and from east to west, no matter which way this guy's looking, he will find a kill. 10 seconds left for Houston to win map 1. And again, if you're savvy, you have to go huge in this P4 hill.
I don't know.
What's going on, Dash? I don't know what's going on because that was a knife, and I don't know. Maybe he had something out for him. Worf, that seemed a little bit deliberate. Cobra, I know you're a snake, my guy, but just calm down. And you guys are also seeing it as well. There is no scoreboard. All you have to do is, if you want to touch, but again, it's 5v3 in the lives. Number 2 has to make a play through the middle of the map. That's Massacre. He's able to find one. Now, if they can find anything else off this, Coasty falls. Nothing else will come from this. 10 seconds left. Your player in mid-map falls. Savvy, he knows where the last player is. All eyes forward. And Octane off dash, but he made a route for the century, and his teammates were relying on it. But hey, look at that. They find a 3 dead. They're going to now stack this again, just like they did on that A site. The second tick might come through, but it's Massacre, who's just been lurking the whole time. 1, 2, quick snap. Can he find the third? Put it in the books, man. Horton Hills, Skyline in my sense, it's the P3, P4 chain, Dash. How many times have we seen a big 120-point swing just off of teams kind of holding these 2 hills? And it's very easy to anchor for next. But as soon as I'm saying this, 2 pieces going down for both teams. Massacre starting his team off on top, though, as the new hill popped the 2-piece. But they do a great job as soon as I'm saying this. They recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far. And it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And you know, it's almost just a little bit too. Houston Spartans, though, making it a battle back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a two-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200-point mark. So we are reaching closer and closer to
your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself. And from east to west, no matter which way this guy's looking, he will find a kill. 10 seconds left for Houston to win map 1. And again, if you're savvy, you have to go huge in this P4 hill.
I don't know.
What's going on, Dash? I don't know what's going on because that was a knife, and that, I don't know, maybe he had something out for him. Worf, that seemed a little bit deliberate. Cobra, I know you're a snake, my guy, but just calm down. And you guys are also seeing it as well. There is no scoreboard. All you have to do is, if you want to touch, but again, it's 5v3 in the lives. Number 2 has to make a play through the middle of the map. That's Massacre. He's able to find 1. Now, if they can find anything else off this, Coasty falls. Nothing else will come from this. 10 seconds left. Your player in mid-map falls. Savvy, he knows where the last player is. All eyes forward. And Octane off dash, but he made a route for the century, and his teammates were relying on it. But hey, look at that. They find a 3 dead. They're going to now stack this again, just like they did on that A site. The second tick might come through, but it's Massacre, who's just been lurking the whole time. 1, 2, quick snap. Can he find the 3rd? Put it in the books, man. Portland Hills, Skyline in my sense, it's the P3, P4 chain dash. How many times have we seen a big 120-point swing just off of teams kind of holding these 2 hills? And it's very easy to anchor for negs. But as soon as I'm saying this, 2 pieces going down for both teams. Massacre starting his team off on top, though, as the new hill pops the 2-piece. But they do a great job as soon as I'm saying this. They recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far. And it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And you know, it's almost just a little bit too. Houston Spartans, though, making it a battle back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a 2-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200-point mark. So we are reaching closer and closer to
your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself. And from east to west, no matter which way this guy's looking, he will find a kill. 10 seconds left for Houston to win map 1. And again, if you're savvy, you have to go huge in this P4 hill.
I don't know.
What's going on, Dash? I don't know what's going on because that was a knife, and that, I don't know, maybe he had something out for him. Worf, that seemed a little bit deliberate. Cobra, I know you're a snake, my guy, but just calm down. And you guys are also seeing it as well. There is no scoreboard. All you have to do is, if you want to touch, but again, it's 5v3 in the lives. Number 2 has to make a play through the middle of the map. That's Massacre. He's able to find 1. Now, if they can find anything else off this, Coasty falls. Nothing else will come from this. 10 seconds left. Your player in mid-map falls. Savvy, he knows where the last player is. All eyes forward. And Octane off dash, but he made a route for the century, and his teammates were relying on it. But hey, look at that. They find a 3 dead. They're going to now stack this again, just like they did on that A site. The second tick might come through, but it's Massacre, who's just been lurking the whole time. 1, 2, quick snap. Can he find the 3rd? Put it in the books, man. Portland Hills, Skyline in my sense, it's the P3, P4 chain dash. How many times have we seen a big 120-point swing just off of teams kind of holding these 2 hills? And it's very easy to anchor for negs. But as soon as I'm saying this, 2 pieces going down for both teams. Massacre starting his team off on top, though, as the new hill pops the 2-piece. But they do a great job as soon as I'm saying this. They recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far. And it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And you know, it's almost just a little bit too. Houston Spartans, though, making it a battle back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a 2-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200-point mark. So we are reaching closer and closer to
your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself. And from east to west, no matter which way this guy's looking, he will find a kill. 10 seconds left for Houston to win map 1. And again, if you're savvy, you have to go huge in this P4 hill.
I don't know.
What's
either,
going on,
yeah.
Dash? I don't know what's going on because that was a knife, and I don't know. Maybe he had something out for him. Wharf, that was seemed a little bit deliberate. Cobra, I know you're a snake, my guy, but just calm down. And you guys are also seeing it as well. There is no scoreboard. All you have to do is, if you want to touch, but again, it's 5v3 in the lives. Number 2 has to make a play through the middle of the map. That's Massacre. He's able to find one. Now, if they can find anything else off this, Coasty falls. Nothing else will come from this. 10 seconds left. Your player in mid-map falls. Savvy, he knows where the last player is. All eyes forward. And Octane off dash, but he made a route for the century, and his teammates were relying on it. But hey, look at that. They found a 3 dead. They're going to now stack this again, just like they did on that A site. The second tick might come through, but it's Massacre, who's just been lurking the whole time. 1, 2, quick snap. Can he find the third? Put it in the books, man. Horton Hills, Skyline in my sense, it's the P3, P4 chain dash. How many times have we seen a big 120-point swing just off of teams kind of holding these 2 hills? And it's very easy to anchor for negs. But as soon as I'm saying this, 2 pieces going down for both teams. Massacre starting his team off on top, though, as the new hill pop the 2-piece. But they do a great job as soon as I'm saying this. They recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far. And it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And you know, it's almost just a little bit too. Houston Spartans, though, making it a battle back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a 2-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill, and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200-point mark, so we are reaching closer and closer to
your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself, and from east to west, no matter which way this guy's looking, he will find a kill. 10 seconds left for Houston to win map 1. And again, if you're savvy, you have to go huge in this P4 hill.
I don't know.
What's going on, Dash? I don't know what's going on because that was a knife, and I don't know. Maybe he had something out for him. Wharf, that was seemed a little bit deliberate. Cobra, I know you're a snake, my guy, but just calm down. And you guys are also seeing it as well. There is no scoreboard. All you have to do is, if you want to touch, but again, it's 5v3 in the lives. Number 2 has to make a play through the middle of the map. That's Massacre. He's able to find one. Now, if they can find anything else off this, Coasty falls. Nothing else will come from this. 10 seconds left. Your player in mid-map falls. Savvy, he knows where the last player is. All eyes forward. And Octane off dash, but he made a route for the century, and his teammates were relying on it. But hey, look at that. They found a 3 dead. They're going to now stack this again, just like they did on that A site. The second tick might come through, but it's Massacre, who's just been lurking the whole time. 1, 2, quick snap. Can he find the third? Put it in the books, man. Horton Hills, Skyline in my sense, it's the P3, P4 chain dash. How many times have we seen a big 120-point swing just off of teams kind of holding these 2 hills? And it's very easy to anchor for negs. But as soon as I'm saying this, 2 pieces going down for both teams. Massacre starting his team off on top, though, as the new hill pop the 2-piece. But they do a great job as soon as I'm saying this. They recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far. And it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And you know, it's almost just a little bit too. Houston Spartans, though, making it a battle back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a 2-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill, and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200-point mark, so we are reaching closer and closer to
your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself, and from east to west, no matter which way this guy's looking, he will find a kill. 10 seconds left for Houston to win map 1. And again, if you're savvy, you have to go huge in this P4 hill.
I don't know.
What's going on, Dash? I don't know what's going on because that was a knife, and I don't know. Maybe he had something out for him. Wharf, that was seemed a little bit deliberate. Cobra, I know you're a snake, my guy, but just calm down. And you guys are also seeing it as well. There is no scoreboard. All you have to do is, if you want to touch, but again, it's 5v3 in the lives. Number 2 has to make a play through the middle of the map. That's Massacre. He's able to find one. Now, if they can find anything else off this, Coasty falls. Nothing else will come from this. 10 seconds left. Your player in mid-map falls. Savvy, he knows where the last player is. All eyes forward. and Octane off dash, but he made a route for the century, and his teammates were relying on it. But hey, look at that. They find a 3 dead. They're going to now stack this again, just like they did on that A site. The second tick might come through, but it's Massacre who's just been lurking the whole time. 1, 2, quick snap. Can he find the third? Put it in the books, man. Important Hills, Skyline in my sense, it's the P3, P4 chain dash. How many times have we seen a big 120-point swing just off of teams kind of holding these 2 hills? And it's very easy to anchor for negs. But as soon as I'm saying this, 2 pieces going down for both teams. Massacre starting his team off on top, though, as the new hill pops the 2-piece. But they do a great job as soon as I'm saying this. They recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far. And it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And you know, it's almost just a little bit too. Houston Spartans, though, making it a battle back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a 2-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200-point mark. So we are reaching closer and closer to
your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself. And from east to west, no matter which way this guy's looking, he will find a kill. 10 seconds left for Houston to win map 1. And again, if you're savvy, you have to go huge in this P4 hill.
I don't know.
What's going on, Dash? I don't know what's going on because that was a knife, and I don't know. Maybe he had something out for him. Worf, that seemed a little bit deliberate. Cobra, I know you're a snake, my guy, but just calm down. And you guys are also seeing it as well. There is no scoreboard. All you have to do is, if you want to touch, but again, it's 5v3 in the lives. Number 2 has to make a play through the middle of the map. That's Massacre. He's able to find 1. Now, if they can find anything else off this, Coasty falls. Nothing else will come from this. 10 seconds left. Your player in mid-map falls. Savvy, he knows where the last player is. All eyes forward. And Octane off dash, but he made a route for the century, and his teammates were relying on it. But hey, look at that. They find a 3 dead. They're going to now stack this again, just like they did on that A site. The second tick might come through, but it's Massacre who's just been lurking the whole time. 1, 2, quick snap. Can he find the third? Put it in the books, man. Important Hills, Skyline in my sense, it's the P3, P4 chain dash. How many times have we seen a big 120 back to game? Let's get it. Second match, conflicted New York Bayliners.
And we're going straight into it. Like literally straight into it. I don't know if you guys are excited as I am, but I'm pretty excited to get this one going. We are right into the first map here. New England Bayliner X Conflicted U18. I mean, we're starting this off right on the Skyline HP. It's like we never left here, Corpse.
No, I would never leave this place. Have you seen this mansion? Dude, it's like triple figures. It's gotta be trillions as net worth, man.
I mean, it's on the literal like side of the mountain, big infinity pool leaning off the side. I mean, it's looking beautiful, and you see Lieb chilling inside of the hot tub, getting most of this time here, just soaking it away. 36 seconds, we're about to cross that 40-second mark as we go towards this P2. But we have Godson here already here. It does get cut down though for JC and Mystic combining, and they're gonna try and take this this hill here, try and continue their lead just a little bit further, but Godly in the back trying to make some magic happen.
Yeah, and I feel like conflicted, they've made the right choices on their players. These are a few names that I have grown to see in my caster journey, and I can tell you right now, Mystic and Lieb are 2 phenomenal players. We see him on a 7 spree already on a Skyline. Not huge. We usually don't see many people get up to this high, but on a Skyline, anything is possible, and the young man is putting it to work. So I love the roster changes that they have made. They're trying to bring new life to them because Dash, they finished 0-3 after the first cup, and they're sitting at like squad 0 points. They have nothing in the tank. So it is bottom up or rock bottom, whatever the saying is. There's only one way up, and conflicted already starting out map 1 with a 70-point lead, and they're doing just the Lord's work as Mirror. He's just chilling back here, bro.
I mean, a great lead for them right off the rip. Like you mentioned, they are coming in off a few changes to the roster. Lee, Poison, Mystic, I believe, all new. I want to say Poison might have actually been a steer from the start, but Lee, one of their newcomers from the Atlantis squad that took them so far. So expecting to see this team dominate a little bit further all throughout this series. But as we see them crossing that 100-point mark, and we're getting towards this Kitchen Hill. I mean, they just have this whole map under control here, Corpse.
They do. Like, you already got somebody hot tub. You already have somebody back patio for P4. It has just been a tough one to crack if you're New York or New England Bayliners to start. I mean, you got guys going 5-9, 5-10, 5-11, 4-6, 3-6. So everybody's pretty much double negative from the side of the Bayliners. And yeah, that's why we're already up to a 130-point lead. And they're kicking well. Rotation is one again. They're straight shooters. And I don't know what's going on if you're New England. Maybe you're just having a slow start. I know Godly is a phenomenal player. Mirror is a good one as well. Mystic's just sitting here. And hey, you know what? He's 12-3. Why not get a little bit dirty on the backside, he says.
He's got a few kills trying to hold that hostage, but we see them crossing that 160-point mark here, about to get closing and nearing that 200-point mark. Mirror doing what he can from across the map. As you mentioned it, you know, this is more of a free agent squad coming in, as New England did have to make some changes, so it's a few substitutes coming through. No real scrim time, no practice coming through, so we're expecting to see this conflicted squad try and use that towards their advantage, but we're coming into this where you know, about to cross that 200-point mark. Conflicted is just taking control of this map.
Yeah, have you ever seen this 200 points after the first rotation? Have you?
No, I can't necessarily say I have.
Oh my god.
But you know, there's always something there. You know, you learn something new every day. You know, anything can happen. Anything.
Anything. All right. Well, it's time for Conflicted to finally lock in. But the Bayliner showing some life here. This has been 2-3 deads. We got Labe knifing people. You know what? Send this man to the Assassin Creed school, because right now he's better than one of those characters. They've made so many spinoffs. I don't even know. Dude, I mean, are these guys just all running knives? Are they all?
I think it's just one of those maps where they're just having fun with it now at this point. But we're nearing closing to the end of this game. Leeb just running around with his knife. It just, you know, he has P2 though, ready and waiting for it to pop.
Yeah, he's done nothing. He's 6-7. His teammates have done everything against Mystic, 19-17, JC 21-8. They have just carried their boat, and somehow, Leeb, he's just been hooking. I mean, we see it. He's already got 3 minutes on time. The man is insane, but the Bayliners just haven't really found anything. Godly's been your only send. He's 15-17. Mirror's having a slow map. Godsent is having a slow map as well. I know you said there's been some emergency subs, but you got a dude diving off the back of White Stairs, and he ain't fighting jack squat. Conflicted. 200-22. Is this going to be the first 50-point club I've ever seen?
I think this is going to be the first one for this season for sure. I'm not too sure if we even had one. Or no, I think we actually did have one last season. So it's going to be the first one for this season for sure. I think so. So I mean, Conflicted doing what they can to try and close it out here, but it's just looking like a rough one for the side of New England.
And there isn't really much to talk about. I mean, they've just been able to outslay them. They've been dictating the map because, like, I'm not gonna lie, on Skyline, if you can outkill the other opponents, if you can find your kills, everything is just gonna come naturally. Like, rotations will, timings will, heck, points will come that naturally. So for them, it's just been like the ability to just slay out, win your gunfights, win your ones, and go from there.
And I think we may be doing a quick listening as we end this match here for Conflicted. I'm not too sure if we're gonna be able to get it. It's looking like this one's all over.
Hey, yo, we have top. Do we have top? How do you not have more time? No, top's wide open. Top that. I'm watching top.
I'm not too sure. Yeah, I don't think.
hold on.
Leave.
Getting time.
How do you only have 200 seconds, bro?
Yo,
Yeah,
Lee,
bro,
you
yeah,
actually,
my
you
fault,
actually
my
got
fault, bro.
something
My
up,
fault, bro. My fault.
Oh my god, dude. Listen, it was funny. We may have been talking during it because we didn't know. Dude, that was hilarious. They're just shouting at Lieb. How do you only have 200 seconds, bro? Like, do your job better. Like, I know you only have 200. You need to have more, though. Like, I can't say it enough, but Conflicted, they got their stuff straight. Lieb, he's just like, yeah, Mo, my fault, my fault. I know I need to do better. Like, oh my god.
I mean, that was just a map for Conflicted, 250 to 28. They take that skyline with just pure dominance, truly.
Ah, dude, that was hilarious to watch, bro. They were even that brief listening that we heard, bro. It was just so funny. You can tell the vibes are high for the side of Conflicted, and obviously, when they know the map is in the books, they're gonna be chatting it up in their VC. So, kudos to them. And again, if you're the side of Bayliners, Godly was the only one that went positive. I mean, he went negative. He was 22 and 23, but positive on your team, I guess.
I mean, something close to it. They did what they can. It was just a rough one coming out hot for the side of Conflicted. They did everything they could to just shut it down, show dominance right off the rip. We're going into an S&D, I believe. What is it? A rewind S&D, if I'm correct. So
Yes,
I think this is an opportunity for you know, New England to try and take some control here, try and slow down the pace just a little bit, and really, you know, set the pace for the map themselves. Really,
I do agree with you as well. I am actually glad that Rewind is this map too, and I'm glad that it was brought back into the rotation, because for me, I loved Rewind, and I loved it more for the hardpoint side of things. I don't know why it was taken. I know why it was taken out, but like at the same time, I'm saying, like, why was it taken out? Because I felt like it was one of the good hardpoint maps that they had going for them. But I'm glad to see it back in. It refreshes the S&D map pool side of things. You get Vault and Skyline out of there that are very one-dimensional. So there's more like thinking to this map, and I really like it. I also like this map pool in general. We get a sky. I have that wrong. I think it's a Hasi control and then a Skyline heart. Dude, I'm all over the place. I don't even know what the map set is. I miswrote it. So do not listen to me. All I know is dealership is map 5. So I hope we get to map 5.
you are correct about the dealership map 5 for sure.
Yeah,
I would
don't know
love
what
to
the
get to a
rest-
dealership map 5. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen that one, but we're going to a reset. Going back to a reset real quick. I don't know, that's a little bit of confusion, maybe some things going on with some controllers or whatever what may have it there for the side of Conflicted. But I think, if you know, we could both be wrong here. Going back to the maps for a second, we could both be wrong, as I know that these kids switch it up here and there inside of the chats. I'm not gonna lie, all the time. But I believe we have a rewind map 2, a vault map 3, and a Hasi map 4. So if we're able to get to that map 4, map 5, I would love to see that. I honestly don't think I've seen dealership play as an S&D yet. I'm not gonna lie, so I would love to see it. Have you gotten to play it or see it played yet?
I've gotten to play it, but I've also gotten to see it because, like, I mean, you know, staying into with challengers and the pro side of things, like, it's another map that I really like. I think they've done it well, especially with just limiting it to the S&D side of things. It's a great S&D. I talk about how Skyline and Vault are really one-dimensional. This is another map that feels like a bang out map, but it still allows creativity. It allows more play calling in a sense. And for me, that was the biggest thing on Skyline. After the first 3 offensive rounds for both teams, it was, you knew what they were doing. There's no way around it. You know it's either A or it's B. And it's just like, dude, what are we getting into? Lieb already starting out with a knife kill. Just shut my mouth. Conflicted. We got a guy sitting in spawn. What is...
I don't even know how he got the first one, and the second one is just an all-out knife battle. Lieb is running through here with his knife out, stuns up. The Ninja Turtle has to run. I mean, he's who's the guy from Halloween? I'm forgetting the scary guy with the mask. He's literally running around just like him. Oh, my
Is
God.
it Scarface or is it
No, not Scarface is one of those guys too, but it'll come to me randomly. It's an old like an older movie, but this guy is just running around like a serial killer. I think he got a 3-piece, maybe 4-piece. Did he get an
dude,
ace
he got an
with the
ace?
knife? Did he get an ace with the knife?
What is dude, I'm not gonna lie. Conflicted are conflicted mentally. These guys are going through all the options. We got people using guns, we got people using knives, we got some people using bow staffs that I saw. Like, what the heck is happening? Map 2 conflicted up 1-0.
They're up 1-0. So I mean, we're kind of gonna see if they're able to take this even further. If Lieb is going to continue to use that knife even further. I mean, he gets a big ace. I don't think I've ever seen that, but we see it back and forth very quickly. New England Bayliners shut it down.
All right, well, yeah, like you said, Bayliners shut it down. And they sniff out that round pretty quickly. It was interesting, conflicted. Everybody went towards the top side of minimap. Everybody wanted to hit that Chicken Shack Street. Maybe we're just like feeling ourselves. You know, maybe we're just like trying new stuff. So we'll see how this map goes. But if you're Bayliners, you're on the board. You have some life here, and you can go from there. It's really just going to be kind of similar to map 1, how well you can slow down the pace. I mean, also going back to like last series, we saw Octane get caught up in the fast play style, as I think Conflicted is just going to do the same thing. They're just going to run at them. And yeah, we got Poison piecing people. Oh my days.
My
Poison. It looks like he's shooting bots out there. I'm sorry. I'm saying it, Bayliners. Looks like it though.
Was that a like?
It was an ace. It was an ace.
It was another ace, right? That's what I
ace.
thought. Just running through Poison and Conflicted, 2 aces, 2 was that defensive rounds in a row. I mean, that was just incredible to see. I gotta watch that one back. That's gonna be a replay for me to see.
Yeah, no kidding. Bayliners don't even know what hit him, bro. Just like a wall. They're just like, boom. An imaginary wall, an invisible wall, but who knows? They're running through the middle of the map. They're already up by Elephant. They're banging some doors. The audio cues are in. Conflicted, though, guess what? Nobody went street side, B street side for the side of the Bayliners. So you have left this bomb side open. You open up with the first blood, though. Great start to this round. Bomb is down. Oh, no.
And that's what we needed to see more for the side of New England Bayliners. They won their ones. They play it together and making sure that they hold down the angles. Obviously, this bomb does get down, but they don't overchow. They don't get overzealous. They played those trades how they should have this round and slowed down the pace. Obviously, we've seen these. I think we've seen that last 4 rounds in faster than we saw the entirety of the first rotation of the first hard point, or the hard point that we just watched. It's been very, very quick rounds, and just gotta slow down the pace.
It's been about the equivalent time to a P1. So
yeah, literally.
Yeah, it's really just been like that. But we'll see what happens here. I am excited to see because it's 2-2 so far. So I mean, it's still an even ball game. But again, we got Conflicted still doing the same thing. They're running and gunning. They are taking the middle of the map so quickly. Bayliners huddling up in this generator room. Lieb able to find the first blood. Godsent not able to do anything. Just point your guns up, you'll find a kill. We got Mirror just camping the backside of the minimap though.
I mean, he's left alone in a 1v4 situation, is decidedly just going to wrap the entire map and see if he can make anything happen. Does get spotted and lunged at. That might have been the quickest assassination I've seen in my entire life. It wasn't assassination, but the way that he lunged at him just there looked like it. Wow.
What they say? Dude, what was Mirror doing? He was trying to check himself out. Hey, there's not a mirror there, bro. Like, come on.
He probably just tried to hop up top, but just was not able to execute on it. In a 3v2, or sorry, 3-2 now for the side of Conflicted. I mean, like I said, these defense or these S&D rounds have been going by so fast that, you know, on this defense, I'm really looking for New England to try and just set pace here themselves and slow it down.
They need to, because now They have taken the A-bomb side as well. Mystic somehow opens up with the first blood. It's going to be crucial. Mystic has the timing here. Ash isn't expecting it. And again, Freddy Krueger is your nightmare. But the player to watch is Mir. He has some presence here towards B. He's just been sitting here on the backside of the minimap. But Poison must know his play style because you need to pick this man carefully. He's hitting a deep wrap. And the Bayliners, they have now met up on the bottom side of the minimap. They're like, hey, I see you. You see me. Okay, they must not be over here. And now Leib, RC is out. He knows something is up. Godly. Somehow Godly escapes it.
Just avoided it by just a moment, a hair. But and he thinks he gets a team kill there. So Godly is able to find one, make it two. His knives are going out. Oh, my God. They just gave him around there.
The team kill rolls through. That's hilarious. These guys are just running at Godly. Godly.
It went from a team kill to or a 1v3 to a literal 1v3 because of a team kill and 2 knives. I mean, it's good work out of Godly though.
Oh, I mean, we know what Conflicted is doing. All right, let's not act dumb. Conflicted know that they probably have this map in the bag. They're just messing around at this point. Every 1v3 they're gonna have knives out, bro. They will not take this seriously unless they want to close the map out.
And we'll see if that'll come back to bite them or not. If New England will be able to take that and change the story here, but we'll see them.
Snipers aren't allowed, right?
Was there a sniper on the map? They are not.
Mystic just got a kill with a sniper. Did it not show that in the kill feed? Am I blind?
We'll see here. We're on a Mystic pop. He does have a sniper out, unless the GAs have changed. That is not allowed.
No, it's okay. We don't need to let them know. I think if you're the Bayliners, you just end map and you take it. You'll get. Oh,
they asked in chat. Is that what I'm seeing?
I don't know. We'll get it after this map. We'll get it.
They
after
are
this
still
map.
GA'd.
I don't know what's going on. Oh, we're good though. We're good. We'll get the information afterwards. Bayliners take that round. They're up 4-3. So,
that's just the one thing that does bug me, right? You're in a position where you're winning, so you might as well just win, instead of playing games. Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Who knows? They want their screen time. They're on stream. They're like, hey, everybody, check us out. Look at no, I'm joking. Conflicted. You guys are phenomenal players. We'll see what happens here. Godly's on a 5 streak. That's gonna be huge. I know he has the RCXD in his pocket. Okay, so snipers put away. They're now down. There's gonna be a fast push through this B street. They end up taking it. Godsent is there though. Trades roll through. It's a 2v2, and Godly now picking up the pace. These two players finding their stride. Mystic must be reading it perfectly, though. Godly, last one alive.
Last one alive. Sorry, I was just reading some chats for a second. 1v2 situation for Godly here.
No,
see if he's going to be able to make anything happen. Yeah, he is spotted, though, so they are in a situation where they do have him locked down. Bomb is down as well, so only 30 seconds left for Godly to make something happen. But
dude, yeah, he wide. Whoa, he didn't even finish a kill. That's okay. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just thrown off about what this map has been so far. Like, I'm just like utterly confused. All right, well, what's gonna happen next? Well, let's see what happens next here. Conflicted. Tie it up. 4-4 here. Mystic gonna be that route runner. And again, Conflicted doing the same thing they've always done. Bang outs, Godsent, pre-firing, trying to predict it. He's 1-6. And that's not helping you, but he's gonna pick a corner with a knife. So I like it, Take Conflicted gameplay, game style, and use it against them. We saw for a brief moment, JC. Outside of the minimap, that man is just hanging out on Chicken Shack with a knife as well. Everybody from the Bayliners playing stagnated. Godly picking a corner. I think Mirror, he's posting up as well. Mirror, I will tell you this. Mirror is like hugging these corners, bro. He is playing so deep. And he is about to get hunted here. He is run as fast as you can. You cannot catch me because you are not the gingerbread man. And Conflicted, just clean house, bro. All right. So this is where, like, I know so you're hearing my voice a lot. Dash is busy doing something. We're going to let him be because he's got some other stuff on. So, managerial duties. But if we're Conflicted, we're up 5-4. Just close out map 2. I mean, I'm not going to lie. This map has probably been delayed longer than it needs to be. But Labe somehow dodges it. They line up for Mystic. First blood. If you're Mirror, again, you're on another heady. You're all alone on an island. What can you do? Godsent has some timing here. Godsent has some timing. He finds one and his buddy AR lurking, able to find another. And look at this. The 2v1 for the boys. Poison's actually going to break some glass. Accidentally going to break some glass. He gets picked off. Got shot from behind, so the back shots were real. Dash, what are we doing? Hearing some word? Getting the information? I'm assuming that's what you're doing.
Correct. Give me one moment. Break.
All right, so my personal investigator Dash over there, he's trying to find what really went on. But again, we'll get that information to you after this map. Usually it would have been a map FF. I don't know what's going on, but we're seeing around 11, ladies and gentlemen, and hello ball game. Bayliners might have something in store for us here. Might have something in store for us. We'll see what happens. We got 2 people on 2 streaks. That's Godsent and that's Mirror. The last 2 alive. They're going to bang out the middle of the map. Ash opens up with the first blood. That's insane. JC able to respond with an instant trade, though, and I like this from Conflicted. First time we're seeing them slow down the pace. Mirror, the creepy crawly man. Again, just anchoring so deep in a corner you would not expect. Godsent trying to find something towards B. Mystic, though. Finds a kill with the car. Sorry. Now the bomb has slowly made its way into comics. Or that glass wall. Godsent, the bomb carrier, just waiting for a teammate. Waiting for Mirror to make his move. And JC about to have some timing here. On Chicken Shack Street. JC gets picked off. And let me tell you, Mirror has been a phenomenal island player. This man, finding kill after kill. You forget about him, basically. Babe now trying to do something on the outer side. 30 seconds left. Bomb has not gone down. Mystic, though, has the timing through generator room, through janitor, whatever you want to say, bro. And now they know where Mirror is because of where Mirror plays, because of how he plays. He's kept all alone, and the pinch rolls through. Conflicted, take map 2. All right, boys. So we're here. We're waiting. I mean, Dash, there wasn't really much to say. A whole lot of goofing around. I mean, a round 11 that probably shouldn't have gone to around 11, but it did. And I'm just going to stop yapping because, ladies and gentlemen, I promised you the information. We'll find out after the break. Keep you on your toes. Ladies and gentlemen, see you in a bit.
As soon as I'm saying this, they recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far, and it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And you know, it's almost just a little bit too Houston Spartans, though, making it a battle back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a two-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200-point mark, so we are reaching closer and closer to
your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself, and from east to west, no matter which way this guy's looking, he will find a kill. 10 seconds left for Houston to win map 1, and again, if you're savvy, you have to go huge in this P4 hill.
I don't know.
What's going on, Dash? I don't know what's going on, because that was a knife, and I don't know, maybe he had something out for him. Worf, that seemed a little bit deliberate. Cobra, I know you're a snake, my guy, but just calm down. And you guys are also seeing it as well. There is no scoreboard. All you have to do is, if you want to touch, but again, it's 5v3 in the lives. Number 2 has to make a play through the middle of the map. That's Massacre. He's able to find one. Now, if they can find anything else off this Coasty falls, nothing else will come from this. 10 seconds left. Your player in mid-map falls. Savvy, he knows where the last player is. All eyes forward. And Octane off dash, but he made a route for the century, and his teammates were relying on it. But hey, look at that. They find a 3 dead. They're going to now stack this again, just like they did on that A site. The second tick might come through, but it's Massacre, who's just been lurking the whole time. 1, 2, quick snap. Can he find the 3rd? Put it in the books, man. Fortin Hills, Skyline in my sense, it's the P3, P4 chain, Dash. How many times have we seen a big 120-point swing just off of teams kind of holding these 2 hills? And it's very easy to anchor for next. But as soon as I'm saying this, 2 pieces going down for both teams. Massacre starting his team off on top, though, as the new hill.
Not learn something new every day. You know, anything can happen. Anything.
Anything. All right, well, it's time for Conflicted to finally lock in, but the Bayline are showing some life here. This has been 2-3 deads. We got Leib knifing people. You know what? Send this man to the assassin, or it's B. And it's just like, dude, what are we getting into? Leib already starting out with a knife kill. I just shut my mouth. Conflicted. We got a guy sitting in spawn.
I don't even know how he got the first one, and the second one is just an all-out knife.
The 2-piece, but they do a great job. As soon as I'm saying this, they recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far, and it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And you know, it's almost just a little bit too. Houston Spartans, though, making it a battle back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a 2-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200-point mark, so we are reaching closer and closer to
your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself, and from east to west, no matter which way this guy's looking, he will find a kill. 10 seconds left for Houston to win map 1, and again, if you're savvy, you have to go huge in this P4 hill.
I don't know.
What's going on, Dash? I don't know what's going on, because that was a knife, and I don't know, maybe he had something out for him. Worf, that seemed a little bit deliberate. Cobra, I know you're a snake, my guy, but just calm down. And you guys are also seeing it as well. There is no scoreboard. All you have to do is, if you want to touch, but again, it's 5v3 in the lives. Number 2 has to make a play through the middle of the map. That's Massacre. He's able to find one. Now, if they can find anything else off this Coasty falls, nothing else will come from this. 10 seconds left. Your player in mid-map falls. Savvy, he knows where the last player is. All eyes forward. And Octane off dash, but he made a route for the century, and his teammates were relying on it. But hey, look at that. They find a 3 dead. They're going to now stack this again, just like they did on that A site. The second tick might come through, but it's Massacre, who's just been lurking the whole time. 1, 2, quick snap. Can he find the 3rd? Put it in the books, man. Fortin Hills, Skyline in my sense, it's the P3, P4 chain, Dash. How many times have we seen a big 120-point swing just off of teams kind of holding these 2 hills? And it's very easy to end. All right, hold up, everybody. We're going to go on another story time. Look, I'm about to get real close to the mic, okay? Now, I'm about to put on a little southern accent here. A little bit of West Tennessee whiskey. No, I'm doing terrible. No, I'm just terrible. No story time. Dash, break down the news for us, because we have it, finally.
I guess everybody is excited to watch that match. I know we are on a quick break. We're coming back. I know we did have a good match on our hands, but we are going to call it. New England Bayliners U18 has forfeited the third match. They're decidedly just going to call it there. And we're gonna give that to Conflicted. Obviously, we did have our issues inside of that S&D. That was handled for that, but Conflicted has decided. Sorry, New England Baylanders has decided to forfeit. So it will be a series win for Conflicted.
I mean, I ain't got nothing else to say. So other than that, I think it was. Do you want to go into what map 2 was because of the sniper, or? Like,
I mean, it just like the decision for it. As we saw, New England Bayliners, apparently both parties agreed to pull out that sniper. Nevertheless, that's still not allowed. Like I said, that was still handled. Both parties are still talked to. We follow GAs here, guys. So that's something that is gonna bite both teams, and whatever team decides to break the GAs is gonna bite them in the butt. And we saw it inside of that match. Literally Conflicted, they asked to do it, and they ended up losing the round that they even pulled out the sniper in. So it kind of bought them in the butt, and that's why we were in that round 5 round 11 in the first place. You know what I mean? So we're just got looking to have fun at the end of the day, but keep that competitive integrity at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So either way, I think it was a great match that we had. Great two matches that we got a chance to watch, even just the start of that last one. But Corpse, how about you? Did you enjoy?
Oh, I had a blast. It was fun to get back into the U18. Always seeing the young guns, always seeing the aspiring next generation. It makes me feel super old, even though I'm only 21. But let's I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. I feel old. Like I feel like I'm adulting, and I'm just.
I just turned 24. Tell me about it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
But,
it's crazy.
We're gonna stop reminiscing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in tonight. Dash, thank you for stepping in. I did not really want to do it solo because my voice would be dry, but thank you for saving it. And shout out to production, Zane and Elixir, always doing a good job as well. But other than that, I got nothing else for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, Houston Spartans go up 10 points in the standings. And on the flip side, Conflicted do the same thing as well. They find their first match win after some roster changes. It looks phenomenal. I'm hoping they make a deep run. Stay tuned. Cup 2 is some weekend, maybe this weekend. I don't really know because I'm bad at scheduling. Is this weekend?
It is this weekend, yes, sir. Right. And we also have some more matches coming up coming this Thursday as well. So make sure to tune in for the stream Thursday. We also have a free agent Friday possibly on this weekend, so you might see some streams on Friday as well. But definitely Saturday, Sunday, tune in, guys. Be sure to join up the Discord if you guys want to follow any of the matches, any of the schedules there. And if you're a U18 player out there looking to show your talents, come and join in, register, and have some fun. But other than that, I appreciate you, Corpse, for being here. Like I said, you mentioned, I appreciate our production team as well in the back end, always holding it down. And that's going to be it for me. I'm Dash, and this is the U18 COD League. Appreciate you guys for stopping by and watching with us. And make sure you're back for more action when we're back live.
As soon as I'm saying this, they recover within about 10 seconds. So this is like the full 60 that we've seen Octane hold so far, and it has brought them back immensely, but they still have 50 seconds to go before they even tie the game, Dash.
And it's almost just a little bit too. Houston Spartans, though, making it a battle back and forth. Cobra wants it, but Accent wants it more. A big kill and a 2-piece combined for the side of Houston Spartans. They hop on that hill, and 20 seconds left on this time. They are going to cross that 200-point mark, so we are reaching closer and closer to
your players up in the right positions. You're getting picked off by the West Coast man himself, and from east to west.